Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to you. You're watching a brand new episode of Encounter. Today, our guest is Marc Antoine Tschopp. He's originally from Switzerland, but is now a Mauritian. Marc Antoine specializes in psychology, more precisely in positive energy. Marc Antoine, very warm welcome to you, and thank you for being here in the studios of the MBC.
Thank you, Roshan. I'm very pleased.
Marc Antoine, you specialize in positive energy, but during this recording, we will also be talking about the circle of forgiveness, and we will also be talking about trust, especially at the level of a corporate, but also in the family. Let's start with the first question. What is good positive energy from a psychologist's point of view?
So in the field of psychology, psychology is known usually for people that are not well. And so you go and meet a psychologist because you don't feel well. So that was the story. And for many years, psychologists were used to help people who are not feeling well to become normal. So when I studied psychology, and we were in an amphitheater, we were trained to identify what is normal and how to bring people to normality.
Okay.
But I had a difficulty. I didn't see people that were not normal. And we were in the amphitheater, and I was looking at my friend, and I said, but who is normal or who is not normal?
So are you asking, where do you draw the line?
Where do you draw the line of being somebody that is acceptable, that is in the norm? So I had difficulties with it, and that's why I moved away from psychology, went into the business. Then I sold my company when I was 41, but psychology was still in my heart.
Okay.
At that time, a new field of psychology started. We are in the beginning of, end of 1990s, a field called positive psychology. And that field was interested of people who are, let's say, normal, like you and me. How can we become, how can we thrive, how can we be happy in life? That's the field of positive psychology. Much more interesting. Okay, that's where I entered. And now there is another field of psychology which is called energy psychology, because we see that we are a body of, let's say, bones and meat.
Yes.
But of course, you know, we are also light body. How do we work on that level? And this is also a field of the psychology that is now new, where we work mostly on energy level. When you ask kids, when they come out of school or out of university, what do they want? It's always the same: money and fame. So then we run in life, achieve something that is called success, money and fame, and then you see people, they are not happy. So with times come another question, which is, what makes me happy?
Okay.
And I had my own experience was that I succeeded in life. I married, I have children. 2 years later, I was depressed. And I said, I don't understand. I have everything. Everything that is seen from the outside world that you have, you should have. Everything that the business world is asking you to succeed, to have. I tick the box. But not going inside. It's always going outside, on the field, in the external world. So after being, you know, when you sell a company, you come to the beach and enjoy life.
Yeah.
Now stay 2 weeks on the beach. Something happens, huh?
You start getting bored.
You start to get bored.
But what if you do enjoy the small things of life and you enjoy the beach every day? I think that's different, right?
You need to learn that.
You need to learn that.
You need to learn, you know, from being very active and very always with the mind thinking and trying to achieve things, goals, and always challenged by something that is in the future.
It's the inner journey that matters the most.
Then come the inner journey. You can be and sit in the beach and just be happy. But how do you learn this? Because this you don't learn at school. You usually learn that eventually in religions, but mostly in the spiritual path. And that's where it started. So when I say after 2 years I was depressed, then came the question. And then I started my path, meeting people, wise people around the world. I met, I think, a lot of wise people in the East, in the West, in the States, in South America, in India. That's why I told you I have 41 guides.
All right.
We're talking about truth.
We're talking about truth.
Trust has to do with it. So those who are really genuine, yes, it's like flowers. I mean, you can take flowers, they are all different, and they are all beautiful. And they all express something from life. So you can connect to those flowers and learn from each flower. What do they teach you?
To be pretty.
Pretty, okay? They teach you to serve, to be connected to the moon, to the sun, to the moon, to everything. And they give themselves fully. They will die. And we enjoy them. So each guide, each spiritual guide who is really genuine is like a beautiful flower. But then you can have fake flowers, you know, that you can buy and they are not real. It's not the same energy.
Well, one thing that I find very interesting is a saying that I recently came across. The river does not drink its own water. The flower does not enjoy its own fragrance and beauty. It's always for others, and we humans can learn a lot from nature. And of course, we will be talking more about this. You mentioned trust and truth earlier. We will come back to this very shortly. But in the meantime, I will invite the viewers to have a look at the following report. Trust is a gift we give to a person or organization that is trustworthy. A gift, a rare, valuable, precious gift to be treasured and protected by both the giver and the receiver. Trust is a belief in the reliability, truth, ability, vision, strengths, and assurances of character of a person or organization. There are 5 circles of trust: self, family and personal relationships, organization, market, and society. An individual who has self-trust is one who has high character and high competence, as demonstrated by a healthy balance between self-confidence and self-esteem. The next circle is trust in family and personal relationships. This trust circle encompasses the loyalty, accountability, and love of our families and close relationships. The organization trust circle is the relationship of trust and trustworthiness that we have inside our business. It is the organizational alignment that builds efficiency and effectiveness. Trust in the market is the open relationships between your business and its customers, suppliers, competitors, and collaborators. It is the basis of your reputation and brand. Societal trust is trust within the general community, as evidenced by contribution and giving back. There are 5 domains of trust that exist within each circle. They are firstly competence, which is talent, attitude, skills, culture, and knowledge. Second, integrity, doing the right thing when nobody is watching, walking the talk. Third, openness, willingness to accept and be accepted, personal authenticity. Fourth, benevolence, having the best interest of others in mind. And finally, shared vision, individual visions and the vision of the organizations are congruent, vision and action are congruent. Welcome back. You're still watching Encounter, and Marc Antoine is still with us in the studio. Before the break, you mentioned about trust and the truth. Can you define those terms from your perspective?
So what we see when we meet somebody, we see and we believe in someone that has, charisma. We feel confident with somebody that is so at ease with himself.
Yes.
So what it is? What is it? It has to do with self-trust, self-knowledge. So what does it mean being self-trust? It means to be real with who we are, but who are we? So that question, who am I? Why am I here? Once we come to those questions and try to find answers, and we find the right answers for us. Who am I? Where do I come from? Where do I go? Why am I here on earth? How do I want to behave in life? When I have a coherent honest answers to those questions, and then live my life in alignment with those answers, then I can say I am trust, self-trust. So it means I am true to myself, you are true to yourself, then we can create a trusted relationship. And when trust is here, we can do everything we want. Why? We as an animal, the human part, the animal part, we are on Earth just, behaving like danger is everywhere. So our reptilian is going constantly, danger, no danger, danger, no danger.
Yep.
So when there is danger, we know we enter in certain strategies.
It's survival mode that takes over.
The survival mode. And we know that, huh? Fly, fight, and freeze. Good. With that, we don't do much. We just protect our space, we protect the family we have,
Yes.
but we don't evolve.
No.
To evolve, we need to go a little bit further, go out of this. So, and come to what I call the space of abundance, where I trust whatever happens, it's okay. Whatever happens, I'm not in danger. So, but to feel like this means that I encounter and I'm at ease with any challenges that the outside world gives to me. Okay. Why? Because internally, I'm so calm, so confident. So if I can be like this and help other people to be like this, then we are facing challenges. You see the world today, we are talking about wars, we're talking about medical problems, COVID. And
stress, burnout
everywhere.
Almost everything is a problem nowadays.
Exactly. And you see that we need to behave, continue to be calm and face those challenges.
All
Otherwise, we continue to take what? Medicaments and tension amongst family to come to that space where I can be at trust whatever happens around me. This is very important in the family world, in the business world, especially now with people who are deciding for many other people, governments, big corporations. So if they are not aligned with why they are here, who they are, how they want to behave, the value system, and if in a team of key people at the corporations, the top people, if those people are not really self-trusted and living trust, not behaving out of ego or self-interest, which we see a lot, then we continue to destroy our nature. We continue to destroy the mankind.
From what you're saying, it might sound easy, but there's a lot of work to be done on oneself to be able to reach that level of self-trust. So I will have to ask you, what do you do to be able to reach that space of self-trust?
First is find that peace inside. How do you find peace? Silence. Where do you get silence? Meditation. All right? So that tool, we need to practice it. Secondly, calming the mind, having the capacity to observe everything that is around us without judging, having this capacity to, not analyze, but intuitive, receive that knowledge that comes from bigger or from the universe and let it flow in us to know how to behave in a certain situation. Who do you trust most?
Yourself?
It should start with yourself, because the moment you don't trust yourself, you cannot trust anybody.
No.
So self-trust is important. And we see people that are stressed, depressive, and so on. They don't trust themselves. So many people are lacking self-trust. So it's the first step.
That's a bit of self-trust and confidence, self-confidence.
Self-confidence,
yeah.
okay? Same thing. Then the second layer is, who do you trust next? Who do you trust next?
You will probably trust people who also do the same like you and trust themselves. So like to like, I think.
Exactly. But the point is, if you are like me, the animal part of me is at peace.
Yes.
If you are similar than me, you are not a danger. So people that, first of all, live close to us, the family, the friends, the good friends, that's why we trust them. Okay? Then we have other people, like people that having a role. We hope we trust the banker. We hope we trust the lawyers. We hope we trust the doctors.
Okay.
Okay? Depending on their role, we give our trust to somebody. And today we see that we take that trust everywhere away. Good. Now, if you travel the world, I'm sure you did, and suddenly you're in a space where you don't know anybody, but you meet a Mauritian, what happens at that moment?
Yeah, it warms your heart, and
Okay.
you probably start speaking Creole.
And then, what do you say? What do you talk?
You talk about Mauritius, probably, or you speak about your new experiences in the new place. I don't know. Maybe you tell me.
No, but you open up.
Yeah.
You talk about everything.
Yes.
And you have somebody you trust right away because he's similar. You just
Okay.
said.
Like
Because
to
he's
like,
to like.
energy. Yeah.
All right. Now you meet that person in Mauritius. You might just say hello.
Yeah.
Why? Because he's less similar amongst others that are more similar
Okay.
once you meet it. So the first level of trust, the animal trust, the first level, there are 5 levels, okay? The first one is animal.
Yeah.
If you are similar, no danger. Then the second level, again, animal. In tribes, we have what we call alpha men, alpha
course.
women.
Yeah.
Those who dare do things that others don't do.
The leaders.
The natural leaders, but there are very special leaders, okay?
Yeah.
Because that's what I say, they dare to do things others don't do, don't dare. Like a Trump, like a Stalin, like a Mao, like a Hitler, like a Putin today, or like a Gandhi, or like a Mandela, or like a Mother Teresa.
All right.
They all are leaders, but some did good things, other less good things.
Yes.
We will see what happens, okay? But those capacities of being the one that is the alpha man or woman will give trust. We will trust such people. That's why so many people are voting for Trump as an example, okay? And some don't understand why. But that's another story. So the second level is the alpha man, woman. The third level, still always animal. That's the blind trust. You have a friend, kind of friend, he has a garage, and you want to repair your car, and what do?
You just leave the car and do whatever has to be done. You won't even ask details, or
Exactly.
you won't even ask the price.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Blind trust. And suddenly, car comes back and it's not well repaired, not prepared properly, and so on. And then you get angry. Why? Because you just gave your trust to somebody because you didn't want to have conflict.
Yes.
All right?
But that trust was not reciprocated,
Exactly.
unfortunately. Okay.
Was not. We just gave blindly our trust.
Okay.
So those 3 levels of trust is called what? Unconscious or animal trust, or the survival mindset of trust. Then we have 2 other ones.
The 4th and 5th one.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to hear that.
The 4th is very simple. Is the one we're going to give somebody trust because we see how he behaves over the time. And by looking how he behaves, we can see that he's coherent, and also he walks the talk. When he says something, he will do it. So when we see somebody being coherent, so there is no risk, we know how he behaves, and when he says things, he's doing them, then we give our trust. That's typically why we receive responsibilities in a corporations, or that's why typically why somebody comes to you and will give you something as a job because you behave in a certain way. So that level takes time, needs time to observe. So if I am with all those only 4 levels of trust and I behave in life, how am I? I'm constantly, with the 3 first, I'm constantly not calm. I'm always watching.
On the lookout and watching just in case. You're looking over your shoulders.
Exactly, constantly. So that's not what we are talking about, the confidence and the calmness that you have inside. For the 4th level, yes, you do the same and you observe over time. And what do you observe? Is he making a mistake or not? Is he behaving properly or so? Like this, it's not very interesting, to be honest. So there is a 5th level. And the 5th level is I give my trust. But I give it consciously. So whatever happens with the trust I give you, you can do whatever you want. I'm confident. You can misbehave with me, make mistakes, but I continue to I give you my trust. And I give you an example. Today, you are running a show like this. Somebody must trust you. Somebody, you call me and you say, can you come? I say, yes, but I didn't know what to do.
Okay.
So what did I do? I'm at ease to give my trust. We had a call yesterday. We tried to understand what was happening, but I said, let's go with the flow. Why? Because whatever happens, I give my trust. I have faith in something bigger, and that something bigger, it's good for me.
Yeah.
Trust the process. Which process? Process from God or process from man? Everything is a gift in life. Whatever happens, the tough experience, and I meet a lot of people facing tough challenges, that's where they learn the most. And we do the same. So coming back to positive psychology, the psychology that was used in the past where we say, oh, something is not happening good for you, we need to heal you, we need to treat you, because we don't allow the experience, the learning to happen. And we will put people under medication or in certain place. All right? So the positive psychology will say, no, 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 great. You are experiencing something. What are you experiencing? And if you are experiencing that, it means that you need to go through that.
Marc Antoine, you won't believe this. We have already come to the end of this recording, and we haven't even had time to talk on the circle of forgiveness. So I guess a second episode is in the making. We will proceed to that anytime soon. But before we conclude this episode on trust, is there anything you would like to add?
So the question, if I will have to ask you, is what do you understand about trust now?
What you made me realize is it kind of altered my perspective, is because I choose to give the trust to people, whereas you say you give your trust. But at some levels, I always trust people. They say you're very stupid, Roshan, but I always say, no, I trust everyone until they give me a reason not to trust them anymore. And this is how I live. But even that, it's got some reserves on it, because when you grow and when you go through life, you get hurt. So you build barriers around you. But these were things that we were using when we were growing up. But now we're more aware of what is happening. We know what can happen. People might like you, people might not like you. Circumstances change, but it should not change who you are at the end of the day. This is my take from what you just explained.
Perfect. And you say you choose to give your trust. And now if you look at wise, beautiful, spiritual people, Sadhguru, to name one, when you're around those people, every people they meet, every person they meet, they don't judge them, whatever they do.
No, no.
They continue to love them. They continue to trust them, whatever they have done. So that capacity, yes, because during life we get hurt. Now, how to, from these hurting things, and we'll talk about forgiveness afterward, how do I evolve, free myself, and continue to be that soul, that beautiful soul, that loving soul, that light soul, that light body, that see only beauty in others, don't judge. For that, that's the path, that's the evolution we are here.
But it also joins what we said at the beginning of the recording, that just like the river and the flower, those kind of people, and you mentioned your 41 gurus, they probably do not, I don't know them, but they probably live for others. They don't live for themselves. And this is how they shine so brightly, I'm guessing.
You do yoga, no?
We do, yeah.
Okay. So what's the meaning of yoga? The word means union.
Yes, with the universe.
So the moment those people who are enlightened, aware, okay, who awaken, the moment you awaken, you are just, the selfless body. You become oneness.
Yes.
So the moment you say, I'm here to serve others, no, I'm here to serve life. I am life, you are life. There is no difference. I'm not here to save others. I'm here. I'm being. And with that, whatever happens is serving life.
Marc Antoine, thank you very much for sharing your wisdom on trust and positive, good psychology. We will have a second recording on the circle of forgiveness. So, ladies and gentlemen, please be patient for the next episode. But until then, if you have any queries, any questions on the topic that was discussed or on the guest, please drop an email. It is encounter@mbc.ipnet.mu. Until the very next program, goodbye.